All right, let's go ahead and pivot over to Major League Baseball, shall we?
Absolutely. And this is the time of the year for baseball.
That's right. Fall Classic, baby. Fall Classic. So let's go ahead and jump right into it.
If you are part of the 95% of our audience that is not subscribed, please consider doing so.
Let's first recap the championship series. We'll get into the World Series and our predictions there in just a moment. Let's go ahead and wrap up the championship series so far. The Texas Rangers beating the Houston Astros.
We didn't call that one.
No, we did not. No, we did not. Yeah,
which is crazy because Texas goes up 2-0. You know what I mean? Like Texas,
thought.
And we still thought, nah, the Astros got this. But then, the Astros storm back and win 3 in a row.
Take the lead.
It's like, okay, they just need 1 more out of 2. I mean, they've won 3 in a row. Astros got this.
In Minute Maid, too. They're going home.
Yeah. I think the pitching in this series was more critical than I think anybody even realizes. I mean, the Rangers really had good games on the defensive side of the ball. They held these guys to 2 runs in game 6 and 4 runs in game 7. To come out and only give up 2 and 4 runs respectively in 2 games is very, very good, especially when your offense just comes out and kills it and puts 9 on the board and 11 on the board.
Yeah, I got to say Montgomery's probably been the best pitcher in baseball since out of all the trade deadline acquisitions. I think Montgomery's been the best.
Jordan Montgomery has looked fantastic for the Rangers in that whole Houston series.
I think the main reason why the Rangers won is because of a few stats. One, they had 3 players on the offensive side that were batting over 300 in the postseason so far. They have Corey Seager at 333, Oldis Garcia 327, and Evan Carter at 308. And honorable mention, Mitch Garver, the DH, he's batting 294, but he has 11 RBI in the postseason.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, Adolis Garcia was a big part of that Game 7 win. He had 2 home runs in that game to kind of lead those guys straight out to victory.
Definitely the ALCS MVP for sure. Definitely locked it down. Jordan Montgomery was throwing dimes. I just think it was a good series all around. I love to see the competitiveness. I love to see. I think it's called the silver shoe, the silver boot, or something like that.
Yeah, that's what you said last episode.
I don't really know. Texas fans, let us know in the comments down below what that is. But I definitely think that the Rangers are taking that home. I think they need like 6 straight ACLS series in a row. The Houston Astros, like. This is an old hat for them, you know?
Yeah. They've been there.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watched any episode, that's all I talk about is experience matters. This Rangers team kind of went out there and just squashed that and said, we don't need experience. We're just going to go out there and outplay you.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's always good to see the Texas Rangers beat the Houston Astros.
Nice.
Sorry, Houston Astros to the World Series.
Too soon?
People will forget about it. So I got to keep, reminding the public.
Sorry.
But yeah, so great to see them there. And I'm looking forward to you. My boy Corey Seager, my favorite baseball player. I hope he does well and performs well because he performs very well at that ballpark in the postseason. So
excellent.
Let's go ahead and pivot over to the series that surprised pretty much all of Major League Baseball, which is the Arizona Diamondbacks against the Philadelphia Phillies.
Who did we think was going to win, Darren?
Oh, I think you, me, everybody
in the world
picked the Phillies to win this one. We even said in a previous video, I would not be surprised if Arizona doesn't win a game out of this. Maybe a game.
I'm pretty sure last week I actually said, Philly's up. Let's just call the sweep. Let's change the episode.
I have to say a few things about that. Again, we do have a lot of players that are batting for average as far as situational baseball. I would notice that, I don't know if you noticed, a lot of these teams that are losing, not making the World Series, are a lot of those power hitting teams.
Yep.
I think Bryce Harper, Trey Turner, and Schwarber, their top 3, their big 3 in the top of their lineup. I just find that very, very interesting to see that that's kind of the situational baseball, pushing runs over. A lot of the runs for the Philadelphia Phillies in this postseason run have been home runs. They get people on and they don't move them over. They get them on and they hit them in. And Arizona just never gave up and just kept chipping away every single time. They were down in game 7 when the game started. It was a team that you just never expected to win. But what's your takeaway from the Phillies series?
I'm really surprised that the Phillies bats didn't get going like they did against my Braves. Their offense just went super stagnant. You know what I mean? They really struggled to kind of put runs on the board against Arizona. The big thing was Arizona came out and played. And like you said, they just continued to keep chipping away. No lead was too big. They just continued to keep going and keep fighting for wins. And I mean, it got them all the way to the World Series. So
with them just retooling and adding Turner, that they got all the way to the World Series last year. They got better this year. They basically made the Braves look like an average team.
Very much average. Yeah, absolutely.
In the playoffs, so just kind of shut them down. It's Phillies and everybody else. And just to see them lose this game, I mean, the home advantage at Citizen Bank Ballpark, which they call the bank, is just insane. It's probably the biggest home field advantage in all of
crazy
sports.
Yeah. Make sure you guys leave a comment down below. Tell us what you think of both of those series. We'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely. All right. So after recapping the series, the championship series for the AL and NL, let's go ahead and move into the World Series.
I think the Rangers are going to win.
Okay. Run your line. Tell me why the Rangers win.
I think the pitching. Jordan Montgomery had 2 really good outings against the Astros. In game 1, he pitched 6.1 innings, only gave up 5 hits, 0 earned runs in that game. Nathan Eovaldi had another great game in game 6. Pitched 6.1, only gave up 5 hits and 2 earned runs. I think if Max Scherzer can just show up and throw a decent game, because he really struggled in both of his outings. So they're going to need a whole lot more from Max Scherzer in this series. And if they can get something more, if he can kind of look like his remotely old self, I think the pitching could be very dominant and really help the Rangers. Aroldis Chapman played really well, and Jose Leclerc, he gave up 3 runs in game 5 that cost the Rangers that game. But other than that, he came out a few times and actually had some pretty good pitching. So the Rangers just got to keep scoring runs. They had 4 home runs in game 7, 2 of those from Adolis Garcia. And as long as they can keep putting runs on the board, they definitely have a chance to win this whole series against Diamondbacks.
I like it. Let's talk about game 1. So we got Zach Gallen playing against Nathan Eovaldi. Zach Gallen is 2-2 this postseason, showing a 5.24 ERA. Going up against Nathan Eovaldi's 4-0 with a 2.24 ERA.
Yeah.
So pitching is definitely, especially in game 1, in the favor of the Rangers for sure. So let me go ahead and tell you why I think the Arizona Diamondbacks win this World Series.
I'm ready. I'm so ready.
First of all, it'll prove that the Dodgers are the second best team in Major League Baseball. So starting right there.
Right there.
Right there. They have been expected to lose every series this whole postseason. They weren't supposed to beat the Brewers. They swept them. They weren't supposed to beat the Dodgers. They swept them. They weren't supposed to beat the Phillies. And they took them to game 7 and won 2 games at the bank, winner go home type scenario. And they stepped to the plate and did it both times.
That's pretty impressive.
If you're watching this team, you cannot count them out. It's been absolutely insane to watch this team play this whole season, especially this whole postseason. They did have the first place division for the first 20 or 30 games of the season.
Yeah.
They were in first place for quite a long time.
Yeah, because we were talking about them for a little bit there.
I think Ketel Marte is the most underrated player in Major League Baseball. This guy is just consistent. He is batting in the postseason, .358. His OPS is .986. His slugging percentage is .604. He has 7 ribbies, 2 home runs, 5 doubles, 19 hits in the postseason so far.
Wow.
Yeah, that guy is just raking. Corbin Carroll, he is batting .295. He also has 6 ribbies, 13 hits. He has 2 home runs as well. So again, a lot of hits for average, a lot of extra base hits, not a whole lot of power is what they're doing to win this game. And I think when the slugging goes cold, it's going to be the people who are good at situational hitting that are going to win the game. I think Arizona does this a little bit better than
Texas does.
Texas does.
Yeah.
So that would be my line for why the Arizona.
I love it, man. I am so looking forward to this, especially the more we talk about it. This is going to be a series, man.
It is going to be a series.
It's going to be the World Series.
It's going to be the World Series. That's great. Let us know in the comments down below, folks. Who do you got winning the World Series here? Is it AJ who's correct with the Texas Rangers taking it, or am I right here with the Arizona Diamondbacks continuing their Cinderella story and just defeating the odds and continuing to win baseball games in the postseason?
I like it. Is it AJ or is it my team that's continuing their story? Jerk.
Did I say it that way? Totally didn't mean to.
My call was way better than his.
I want Corey Seager to win away. So, what's his name? High Heat guy. Did you hear about this guy? Christopher Mad Dog Russo.
Oh, he's like an older dude, huh?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, I think I know who he is now.
He made the call and said if Arizona goes to Philly and wins both of these games, it's like if they do that, I will retire on the spot. Yeah, this guy's been like, he's ESPN. He's on First Take. He is like the baseball guy.
Retiring?
ESPN. Obviously, he can't. He's under contract. He'd have to like.
Oh, damn it.
I don't think he actually is going to be able to do that. But yeah, he was after the Arizona won the game. You can hear him chanting in the, Russo.
Yeah.
Russo. I'm looking forward to it. I doubt he retires though. Because he's under contract.
Contracts and things. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's an interesting take that he had there that he would retire because honestly, there isn't a single person in baseball or that follows sports at all, especially this sport, that thought that was going to be possible.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Make sure you guys leave us a comment down below. Let us know what you think.
Absolutely. we're wrapping it up here for this episode of the DNA Sports Recap. Keep in mind, this is available as a video podcast right here on this YouTube channel. Our only playlist we have is our video podcast. You'll be able to see this full episode in its entirety. The playlist will be on that side of the screen on the end card.
Yep. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like it, make sure you share it, and make sure you subscribe. We're on the grind to 1,000 subscribers. Please make sure you guys hit that subscribe button.
Absolutely. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we'll be giving away the first $500 that we earn in AdSense revenue back to our subscribers. 5 subscribers will each get $100 each. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that. With that said, folks, my name is Darren. This is AJ, and this has been the DNA Sports Recap.
Till next time.